The Newcomer, page 10. 2 grueling weeks had passed since her indoctrination as a doctor, when she was scheduled to become a dissembler. She had been one before and had helped with the many changes of the prison hospital as it turned into a self-contained community. She helped with the metamorphosis of its exercise yards into playgrounds, its visiting rooms into classrooms, and many of its cells into efficient housing as the restructuring of buildings was taking place throughout New England. Cleanup crew lawyers and accountants had finished their task and had become dissembler crews, foraging through deserted cities for all salvageable articles before the buildings were turned into communities or totally demolished. She stepped off the elevator into the isopropyl hall, pushing her cart towards the first room on her list. The rooms had been uninhabited for months, the furnishings removed weeks before in preparation of the wing's restoration. It was Rachel's job as a dissembler to salvage the remaining hardware before the walls were to be torn down. Wires hung from the room's naked walls, whose final decorations were faded outlines of a bed, light fixtures, medical equipment, a nightstand, the heating and air conditioning unit, sink and counter space, and a stripped-away wardrobe closet. She moved the front door's latch and mechanism and placed them and their screws into their respective bins on her cart. She walked around the room, removing the outlet plates and then placing them and their screws into their bins. She pushed her cart towards the bathroom, dismantled and placed the doorknob, the door stopper, the shower head, the curtain rod assembly, the support rods, and the outlet plates along with their screws, and put them in the bins of their cart. The last item on her disassembly list was the opaque ceiling tile that covered the light bulb in the bathroom. She reached up and pushed in against it. Instead of falling out towards her, it fell back up into the ceiling. With her screwdriver, she fished it back out. It fell from the ceiling, haphazardly landing into her hand. She rolled her eyes at her fallible grace. It was then that she saw it, the corner of an old hospital trash can liner. "What the shit?" she exclaimed, standing on her tiptoes to remove her discovery. With her fan in hand, she leaned against the wall and then took out the papers that were in the plastic bag. They were coarse, rectangular sheets of institution paper. As she unfolded the wad, she saw these handwritten words: "The Journal of Troy de Foray." The Journal of Troy de Foray. August 23, 1987. I write this journal in toilet paper. Where it will go, I do not know. If it will be read, I cannot see. Would it make a difference? I cannot say. If it were read, is unforeseen. What I do know is that I exist, that I am a man, and that I will remain a man until the day that I die. Racked by these words, Rachel cursed the toilet's absence as she regurgitated her past onto the floor where the commode used to be. The sound of Rachel's purging echoed through the bare corridors. Cindy, a radiologist dissembler, heard the noise and followed it to Rachel. She found her trying to clean herself up with the sweater that she'd been wearing outside of her clothing. "Are you okay?" Cindy asked. Startled by the voice, Rachel balled the papers into the sweater. "No," she said. "It must be the flu." "Let me take you to a doctor," Cindy offered, clutching Rachel's arms. "That's not necessary," Rachel said, gently pulling her arm free. "I am a doctor." "I felt bad this morning," she lied, "but thought that I could make it. I think I'll just go home." "Let me help you to your room then." "That's okay, I can get there by myself," Rachel said, turning towards her cart. Cindy stepped in and clutched the handles. "Then at least let me take care of this for you." Conceding, Rachel thanked her and followed her into the hallway. While Rachel waited for the elevator, her heart beat so loudly that she knew that the other dissembler could hear it. The elevator door slid open. She wobbled inside, then leaned against the far wall for support. Safe inside of her room, she locked the door and drew the curtains, still clutching the soiled sweater to her chest. She went over to her bed and dumped out the crumpled contents before throwing her sweater into the corner of her room. Getting up on her bed, she scooted herself against the headboard, curling her legs up next to her so that her feet wouldn't touch the papers. Wanting to read her husband's journal and not wanting to read her husband's journal, she grappled with the sight of it lying there on her bed. Not knowing what to do, she got up, leaving the papers where they lay. While she brushed her teeth, she could see the papers' reflection in her mirror, announcing their existence along with their past. While she got undressed, she kept her eyes on them as she tried to get used to them. As the hot water spray pelted her back, memories of Troy fell with the water, coating her body with crystalline loss before spilling down the drain.